Welcome, welcome, dear, beautiful, divine beings of light. Welcome back to the channel. And if you are new here, big welcome. My name is Kristina Day, and here on the channel we'll focus on you so that you can become spiritually selfish in order to become selfless. For you to focus on you, to fill up your cup in the overflow, with the overflow, and serve others from that overflowing cup. So guys, in today's video, let me just quickly fix something. As you can see from the title, it's going to be an ASMR video. And those of you who are following me for a while, you know that ASMR is not the main thing of my channel. I have produced some energy transmissions and guided practices, a little bit ASMR-ish in the past. But today I want to specifically create an ASMR video. And why is because actually I was really inspired yesterday. I received this idea. So I'm not big on ASMR. Why? Because what I find, there's beautiful ASMR pieces, and I have nothing against ASMR. However, what I find, majority of those videos, they are focused on, how to say it, on a stage of operational way of being, where we are in pain, where there's something wrong, where we are maybe a victim, where maybe we're powerless. A lot of those videos are focused on fixing, healing, clearing, and honestly, sometimes I watch them. I don't watch them a lot. I don't consume a lot of external information at all, but sometimes it's nice to put something something in the background, whether there's some music or someone is talking. It's like when you had like a TV in the background working, So sometimes I do put ASMR. However, most often than not, what I notice from the little ASMR videos I have put into my field, that afterwards I actually feel worse than I was before. And I do find it personal for me. I don't know how about you guys, for the rest of the world, but because a lot of these videos are focused on blocking your energy away, negative energy, releasing the cords, healing your inner child, whatever, a lot of them actually make me feel even more depressed and make me feel like, oh, the world is such a sad place. So this is why yesterday, as I was making, I was doing something with a beautiful plant. Actually, I'm going to be using it in this video. But yesterday I was working with mugworts. Those of you who do not know, mugwort is one of native shamanic plants that have been used in Latvia, like by shamans for centuries. It's native to Northern Europe, in my understanding, and it has a beautiful frequency, benefit, capacity to clear the energy, right? So I often collect them. I go to the bush that is like 15 minutes away from my place, and I collect plants and I make my own smudge sticks from it. So yesterday I was, working with it and like cutting it, preparing it. So today I want to finish it as I'm recording video for you. I thought I'm gonna put something in the background. I don't want to be listening to music. It's too loud for my field when I'm, at inner peace and alignment and centered. But still, I would like something entertaining. I don't want to be listening, and I'm not listening much at all for some teachings, but something. And I thought, let me put ASMR, but I feel like I really would love to expand my field even more and receive beautiful, magical frequencies of light and abundance. I didn't want to put like the frequency like hertz and those kind of things. So I thought, let me look up ASMR on abundance, prosperity, overflow. And to my surprise, I was struggling to find anything. Some of the videos I did find were on expansion, but when I played it, it was a lot on learn how to draw boundaries. It's okay. You're loved. You're safe. Again, all of that energy that is directed on fixing something, right? Versus expanding you, versus giving you the codes of prosperity, beauty, abundance, and energizing you with this beautiful codex and frequencies, right? And this is why, if I cannot find something that I desire, I'm gonna create it. So this is what served me as an inspiration to create this ASMR, because I do think it's a really nice and interesting format of creating content to get into one's sub and unconscious and to work with their energetical field, right? Because this is where we're not necessarily in alpha waves and we're learning information through the mind, but we relax, we open up, and we go maybe into theta, and we're more receptive of the information. And this is why, and this is what is my intention with this video, is to, it's not about what I'm saying, but it is who I be. It is about the energy that I transmit and my intention to send it through the screen, through your screen, into your energetical field. So the intention for this specific ASMR is to transmit and help you to tap into the frequencies and the codes of overflow, expansion, alignment, pleasure, joy, and really just in general, it's about up-leveling. It's about expanding and receiving. It's about basking into those beautiful frequencies that we came here to anchor in, right? So, as I will be speaking to your conscious mind and sharing some knowledge and information and planting the seeds and planting different perspectives, perceptions about operating from overflow and creating and aligning yourself with the frequency of joy, right? Because we can be creating either from pain, running away from something, or we can be pulled by the vision, pulled by our desire, inspired by our desire. So I will be speaking to that piece. How do we design life from that inspired, beautiful, juicy place where you feel energized by life itself, where you are supported by life itself. Of course you're gonna win, because of course you're part of the unified intelligence field, and of course it desires you to win, because this energetical field is you. Humans are just manifestation of source consciousness. Humans are just expression of of source. Just different frequencies of the source expressing itself, right? So of course it will want you to win because it's expressing itself. So really tuning into your heart, third eye, your sacral, solar plexus, your throat, first chakra, your crown, earth chakra, and your soul star. Entering your hara, dimension of hara, recalibrating, realigning. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We love you, we honor you, we appreciate you all so much. Yeah. Yes. Asikoranaki ranaku sakita karanaki anakoronaku eikaranakati ka tukusina kirana ka asika tekerana eita tukuranaki kata garanakirana kitakananaku. Take a nice deep breath into your heart. And gentle release. See if you'll know how beautiful golden and rose gold light is expanding from your high heart, where you receive your heart, your soul desires, and it's expanding, entering your human hologram, going into your throat and higher chakras, and through your heart as well, going down through your solar plexus sacral. And your root chakra. Sukaranaki aranakasi karanaki ta kuranaku usakirenaki si karunokuta. Thank you, thank you, thank you. We wish for this transmission to be one of light. For it to be light. For you to receive it lightly, openly, with joy, with openness. Sekerenaki aranaki tekasukuranaki ranaku sakata kariniki akiranaku isekuranakasi ti. Takuranaki I takuranoko. No time and no need anymore to direct into grades of consciousness and operational ways of being, where you had to hustle, where you had to unconsciously prove yourself, where you had to force and make things happen. When I get a nakita kiranaku, eranakisa kiranakurenikita kuranaka. It is time, dear ones, loved ones, to recalibrate your field, to allow to drop the struggle, to allow to drop the suffering, the addiction to suffering, because that's all you know, because that's how your human hologram and your human conditioning, aka your ego, has been trained to be in this particular incarnation, which you also have inherited and hold and carry the codes from your ancestral lineage. But as you already probably have realized at this point in your incarnation, that it's not about that you are not here to carry that any longer, to continue this generational cycle. You're here to end it. You're here to rewrite the story. And the new chapter in your family lineage and in your incarnation starts from you. For you to become aware of this distorted ways of being, not in alignment with source, not in alignment with the higher living, prosperity and overflow, and the highest form of unconditional love itself. You are designed to receive the higher codes of alignment, joy, and anchor it into the second dimensional earth templates. You came here to be a trailblazer, to shine your light unapologetically. And by you doing so, you show the new way of being for the others. Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you. We love you, we honor you. And we wish for you to receive this transmission and these codes and these energies and frequencies in the highest alignment, and integrate as guided by your highest self in your highest good for you and everyone involved. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Tekeraniki esakadakatsu. Beautiful. Hopefully I'm still in the camera, guys. So that one came a little bit unexpected, right? I'm not planning videos like, I know that there are higher consciousness and beautiful beings of light that inspired me to create this and inspired me to create this video, and that really it is an energetical transmission, and I can, beautifully quote it in a title of ASMR. But what it really is an energetical transmission for you to receive a new way of being, to become aware if you haven't been aware yet, that it is time to drop the struggle. There's no need for you to suffer any longer. What if you could just be? So I'm gonna light up some incense for us, and this is a beautiful Palo Santo and opium incense that a dear friend of mine, I love that, absolutely love the packaging. Dear friend of mine gifted it to me on my birthday, and yeah, really loving it. So I feel really guided to use this one for this video. And as I will be speaking, you can, be relaxing. You can be listening to the frequency of my voice. You may be going to sleep, as many of ASMR videos intend you to do so. Or you may be sitting, observing me, receiving the codes that I hold in my field. Codes, and my intention is really one of the words that really wants to come through, which I forgot to mention in the beginning, and I was like, I forgot something to mention. It's codes of beauty, energies of beauty, because so many of us have been shamed, suppressed, and conditioned to play small, to hide, not to show who we are, forget about shining, radiating, and inspiring, and being in overflow. So codes of beauty doesn't mean just physical beauty, of course that, but physical beauty is actually a manifestation of the beauty codes. And what is beauty is just this overflow, magnetic overflow that's vibrating as a, radiant field of inspiration and life force energy. That's all it is. Somebody who holds conditioning of shame and shrinks themselves and, has very low self-esteem and self-image is distorted, they will never dress and take care of themselves the way as you may call beautiful people do. Why? Because it doesn't feel aligned to them. Because their energetical field, their energetical vessel is suppressed. They are in survival. Right? And you can dress somebody in a beautiful way, but their energy will give it away that they don't feel beautiful, that they don't feel radiant, that they don't feel happy and joyful and overflowing inside themselves. Right? So this is what we want. We want to shift you, beautiful soul, into remembrance of who the hell you are as an infinite beam of light, divine intelligence, of unconditional love, light, and abundance. And I also love to substitute the word abundance with the word of overflow. Clearing your field Asakara nakita kira naka sukara naki sakara naka tukarina ki sukurina kita karana ita kuranaka. Making it, preparing a field. Sukere nikita kira eikoranaka eisaka. Preparing a field to be more receptive, to be more open. Connecting with the frequency of gratitude. Present moment. For you to remember it is not just safe, but this is who you are. Overflow, joy. And how good it feels to just allow to receive yourself and to relax and surrender into the beautiful joys of life. Right? Because when you are present, put this light here, right here, like this. Because when you are in, what was I saying? When you are in a present moment, let me see if I want to make it this way, that you also see a little bit of smoke coming in, a little bit of incense. But when we are in a present moment, we are in a present moment. Why? Because we feel safe in our body. But when we are in present moment, this is when we are embodied. We are in our body. When we are in our body and our consciousness is not checking out into higher realms, we are in this dimension, or we are in this, third dimension. This is when we actually feel grounded, protected, and safe. We can drop the survival, feeling fully anchored and planted on this earth plane. And this is when we become the vessels and the channels available for the higher consciousness, for the higher station dimensional consciousness of who you are, and also the unified field to come to and through us and into the world and to people. If we are constantly in the survival, we're not present. Or when, yes, I said it correctly. We're not present. And if we're not present, there's no freaking way you will be able to register with your higher perceptional higher perception, extra perception, that the subtle energies that are available to you in the field. So this is a beautiful, beautiful crystal. I apologize, but my camera does not refocus. So just taking the time to observe it, feel the energy with this beautiful citrine. I don't work with many crystals. Most of the things that I work with is actually nothing. Is your own consciousness. Right? Why? Because a lot of my own journey, I did not have any teachers. I did not have any tools that I used. Most of my the things that I've done, or what has been part of my soul path, life path, a lot of it were just me simply tuning in into myself. Not saying that it was easy, but most of it was me just working with my consciousness. Is working with my subconscious, unconscious, being highly guided by my spirit team, by my higher self, and ancestors, parallel lifetimes, and so on. So part of my work is also empowering and reminding people their own power, of their own consciousness, of their own ability to work with their consciousness, direct their consciousness, because they are consciousness themselves. So I'm just gonna quickly open the window. Give me a second. And the reason I'm bringing up the crystal is, again, because I don't work with many external tools, including very little crystals. But what I found on my journey of releasing, doing a lot of shadow work, a lot of it in the beginning was, yes, about releasing and recalibrating and getting out all the gunk out of my field. But then at some point, why I'm creating this video, it was time to start upgrading. My vessel was open and clear enough. Not saying it was or is clear till the very end, but it was ready to start receiving higher dimensional information. And what I found, I started to be drawn to receive from as close to the original sources of energy as possible, right? So I would work a lot of source energy and Mother Earth energy. Crystals is a technology. It's a block of information. It's a container of information. Anything is a container of information, right? Take Palo Santo, container of information. I want to show you something that is not natural. I only have natural things, but even, the box of incense, it's a container of data and information. It's a container of specific frequencies. It's a container of particles, quantum particles that are vibrating at specific frequency and specific speed, right? So some of the things, they're more lighter, they're vibrating less, the speed is slower, they're vibrating on a different frequency bandwidth, right? And this is where the elements come in. Something that is very dense, not dense, something that is vibrating really, really fast in our density, right? It has the illusion that, oh, this is solid. This is why I cannot put my hand through. But on an energetical level, it's just vibrating super fast. Anyway, why I'm showing you the crystal is because you can program crystals. And besides programming a crystal, you also can absorb the original blueprint codes and information that Mother Earth grew this crystal through or with, if you will, right? So for me, citrine is a beautiful, beautiful piece of information that I can tap into, to download, to receive those codes into my bioenergetical field, right? So I don't know what you guys are sensing, but when I look at the citrine, I see literally the golden light frequency. I see abundance. When I say I see, not with my physical eye, but I see, I sense, I feel, I know, right? And with all my clairs, I feel the abundance, the prosperity, the overflow, the richness, the royal codes that this beautiful crystal holds, right? So this is why I'm bringing this up to you, is to tune in into this frequency. receive, remember, expand. What will become available to you and what could start show up in your life if you will shift your focus from fixing yourself, fixing your life, fixing situations, to actually declaring yourself and devoting yourself to higher living. Higher does not mean better or worse. Nothing is better or worse, but everything is part of the unified field of intelligence. Everything, all the frequencies of different timelines and versions of realities are available to you. For most people, due to our conditioning, trauma, and programming, karma, and all other gunk that we carry in our bioenergetical field, a lot of us are scared, intimidated, contracted around receiving, around just being, around enjoying, around love, highest form of love, around abundance and prosperity and overflow. Ooh, let that set in. With this video, with this energetical transmission, I invite you and I raise your awareness, and I also send you the energetical information to start recalibrating your field, to start assisting your human mind in wondering, what if I'm whole and complete already? I'm centered, grounded, protected, provided, and it's not about survival. What if I actually allow myself to remember who the hell I am as an infinite fractal of infinite consciousness of source? What if I drop the motherfucking struggle and allow myself to receive the guidance and then act on my desires? Yes, of course, you have to navigate human life. We all are humans. But instead of trying to fix your life, receive the life. Become available and raise your energetical minimum from one of contraction, fear, to other one, which is overflow, being, receptivity. You can still go to a 9-to-5 job. You can still make money and all of the material things. It has nothing to do with that. And you can still continue on your journey of healing and upgrading yourself. But it happens through a way of being where you energetically are coming from heart space, from receiving, absorbing, expanding your energetical field, taking up space, and basking in the joy, in the juice of life. And even the dense chores and small stuff, life stuff, bring you joy. Because it's not about the things, it's about who you are and your lens of perception. So ask yourself, do I enjoy fixing myself, constantly looking what's not working? Or I declare myself to enjoying this life, seeing the beauty of life, and devoting myself and declaring energetically to my higher self, to my spirit team, to the unified field of intelligence, that I'm available for the highest living, that I'm available for the joy and the codes of prosperity and beauty and magnetism and pleasure. And as you receive that information, those codes, those frequencies into your field, guess what? The natural process of healing, releasing, clearing, and dissolving anything and everything that is not in resonance with those higher paced frequency codes, it is triggering the release process from your field to remove that is not in resonance. So you declaring to the highest way of living does not mean you say, oh, I have problems, but I drop them, I ignore them. No. It's just the way how you go about doing something. So I wanted actually, guys, as I told you, I wanted to make like a smudge stick, sage stick for this, because it is ASMR-ish. My microphone is here, this is why I'm putting it there. But I feel we're already at like 35 minutes. And there's some other things I desire to show you to put energetically into your field. So I'm just gonna just feel the frequency of the Mother Earth and the clearing of the mugworts. Beautiful mugworts hold the frequencies of Mother Nature, of grounding and clearing, removing, clearing anything and everything that does not serve, that does not belong any longer across all time, space, dimensions, and realities. Frequencies, perceptions that make you feel stuck, or that you need to continue to buy into the suffering, pushing, forcing, fighting. Beautiful. So another thing that I really want to show you is these beautiful alchemized oils that I purchased last year. Some of you who have been following me for a while might remember that last year we held a beautiful heart consciousness retreat here in Latvia. My dear friend Kira came from Ireland, and we held this heart consciousness retreat here in Latvia, initiating some people into Bilvaspata healing modality. Now, the oils that I desire to show you, they have been gone through the seer, the woman who created the Bilvaspata modality. She has gone around the world to find the highest frequency oils, and she blends them in a specific way through the alchemy process to create this beautiful, gorgeous oils. And they're actually designed to be put on specific areas of your body, specific chakras, to energize or feed into your field of information, of your bioenergetical field, these codes of higher living. So for example, in here, again, excuse me for it not refocusing. I'm not sure why it's not refocusing where I'm tapping. But these beautiful oils, they smell like a royalty, honestly. And so this one is the Sacred Space. I do actually use them as a perfume because I'm not using like any of the toxic stuff. Or you can be using it in the, diffuser. And I'm gonna so give me your hand, and as I'm putting it in my hand with my intention, the frequencies are transmitted into your hand. Another one that I'm gonna use. So that one was Sacred Space. This one is my favorite smell, is Birth of Majesty. And I want you to remember and associate and see yourself as majesty, as royalty, because you are. The amount of higher living information that is in your field, imagine to birth a human, how much of divinity, energy-wise divinity, has to be in one container of information to birth a human. A being that has a soul, ego, physical body, nervous system, cardiovascular system, bones, multiple aspects, layers in your light body. You are freaking intelligence. You are such an intelligent technology, expression of source. So we don't have time to waste on the stories and delusions that you're not. We're here to receive, to enjoy, to experience life, and to give and serve. Right? And how do we give and serve? We do that by anchoring a new way of being. Right now, those souls who are listening to me, you are attracted for a specific reason to the frequency of this video, because we are here to anchor a new way of being. Right? I highly recommend receiving these oils for yourself, ordering, because for me they have done and activated. We receive, like, our smell is one of our clear abilities as well, and we can activate certain remembrances and ways of being through the smell as well. So we're gonna do this on the other hand. So Birth of Majesty entering your right hand. Highly recommend working with higher frequency oils, smells, putting it into your energetical centers to assist you. You think it's simple, but it's not always easy, because the old conditioning, it can have a hold of us, right? And this is why we are reincarnating and so on, right? So putting it on your chakras, even into your head, into your hair, will help you to activate that high vibrational frequency in your field. And this is also an act and form of self-love and self-respect. And what are you teaching yourself? You're teaching that you're worthy, that you not just deserve, you are overflow, you are love, and you are loved by yourself, and love and life loves you as well. Right? So it's so good. I wish you guys could feel it. What I'm guided to do now is to this is where SMR-ish. A good friend of mine gifted me this. Her name is Bruna Yilde, beautiful mystic, very, very talented. So when I was staying at her place before I left Copenhagen earlier this year, she gifted me this small oracle deck that she made. So I want to pull a couple of cards for you with the message, and I really love this deck, and there is a reason why I want to pull from this deck. I absolutely love the iridescent holographic colors of the packaging. I'm gonna open it up. Before we pull the cards, I want you to show the little guide that is inside, and that guide will show you the name of the deck. And I think she done an incredible, beautiful. I love the way she played with the words. So the deck is called I Am the Oracle. So first of all, I am. And that's enough. I am. But she took it the next level. The Oracle. Not just only I am the Oracle, but this is an Oracle deck, card of deck. And for those of you interested, you can find her here. You can find her Instagram handle at IAM_AYELLE. I'm very blessed and very grateful for all of my talented, beautiful friends who are sharing their beautiful gifts, are acting on their desires, on their inspired ideas. And you know, guys, I'm gonna tell you this, that my clients, my friends, myself including, none of us are immune, 100% immune to, you know, what the stories that our ego sometimes tells, the, you know, the distorted pieces of distorted energies that come into our field. We all have that. We are humans. That's part of human incarnation, period. It's not about the story, but how you handle it, how you go about it. Do you identify yourself with it, and you fall victim to it, and you give your hand over your power to it, and you're like, that's it, end of the world? Or you're like, okay, that's an interesting thought. I hear you, observe you. If it's ego, you honor your ego for bringing you the information of probably trying to save you. Or, you know, if it's an entity or whatever, or a distorted perception that's not serving you, it's okay to release it out of your field. Because for me, I associate myself with the source. I am expression of the source. So when I hear some nonsense, sometimes, yes, I'm like, oh my God, you know, it's so hard, blah, blah, blah. But I snap out of it pretty quickly if you compare myself, you know, 10 years ago. It's just because I know that's not me. That's another possible frequency from the unified field. Do I want to buy into it? Does it empower me? Does it serve me? And then if the answer is no, I'm just lovingly letting it go, alright? So the beautiful oracle, I'm gonna pull this card as well. We have 3 cards. 3 cards. The first one I feel called to pull this one. And so this is I am deck, right? I am made by all that made me. I mean, you cannot make this up. This is exactly what I'm saying. You are expression of source consciousness. I am made, repeat with me, I am made by all that made me. Period. Second card. I am the relationships I choose to nurture. I am the relationships I choose to nurture. And it doesn't apply just to humans. Your thoughts, programs, the stories you're telling yourself, situations you are associating yourself, all of those are relationships. Relationships. I am the relationships I choose to nurture. Which frequencies do you choose to nurture? What realities do you choose to nurture? The last card could not be more on point. I embody the truth of who I am. This is it, guys. Please embody the truth, the ultimate highest truth of who you are as the unconditional love, the overflow, the alignment of and peace and just beingness of who you are. And there's last thing that I do want to show you, as it all started, a train of the thought started when I picked up this citrine, and I was telling you that I started to work with crystals. The thing is, when I travel now, I absorb a lot of information, how the nature operates, how I tune in into a tree, a rock, water, air, whatever, and I absorb it. How does it function? I tune into the fine energetics, the frequencies and the codes, and you know what they have? At the core of them, all of them, is abundance. The magnificent trees grow in such abundance and power and expression. You know, I tune into water. It's so flexible, so open, so powerful, so receptive. Some of the things, and this is what actually have helped me and support me over the past 2 years, I would say, which really were calibrating into this way of being, where my predominant way, the operational way of being, is focused and is in alignment with receptivity, is overflow, is inner alignment and peace. And by the way, if you're thinking, how do I even, create alignment and peace? All of it starts with listening to yourself. And if the first thing that comes up when you listen to yourself is pain, fear, struggle, suffering, yada yada, it's just an indication that shadow work needs to be done. Period. That's it. After you clear that, after you honor that, after you give the freaking space to those energetics, they will leave. It's just because we have been ignoring it for most of our life. They are right in your face when you sit down to meditate, right? And if you're curious how to do shadow work, I do have a separate course, how to work with your inner child, your suppressed emotions, your ego, how to come into your inner peace and alignment, right, with source. It's called Free Your Shadow. So you can find the links down below. Or I also have a fundamental free, like half an hour training on what is shadow work and some basic fundamental exercises that you can, tap into, tip your toes to try it. So there's that. But why I brought this up is, once the kind of initial shadow work period is done, it's important that we start to expand our awareness into what other realities are possible, what is available out there, and stop giving into the old ways of being. And often people stick to the suffering, to the old ways of being, because that's all we know. It's like, have you or someone in your family made $1 million? If no, well, then don't be surprised that it feels foreign for you, it feels unsafe, it feels unreachable, because you literally do not hold that information in your genes, in your etheric DNA, in your bioenergetical field. So for us to attune to abundance, to overflow and so on, one of the direct teachers is nature. Because as I told you, that's the core of it. That's the core of us as well, but we're so clogged up with a lot of distortions and conditioning that does not allow, and trauma that does not allow for us to naturally access it. So what I do now, for example, if I go somewhere, I find like a spot where I can access this information. Either it's going to be, a quiet beach, nature, bush, somewhere like on the hike atop of the mountains, and I just sit and observe. So some of the things that really helped me to receive those codex is water, ocean water, just being observant of it and standing in it and asking for the water to recalibrate my field, learning from it, how it operates. And here, because again, everything holds information. This crystal I just found on the beach in Spain. You cannot see, it's more like a stone, but here, if you really would, if my camera would focus, you could see a little rose quartz here. Yes, just giving you time to tune into the beautiful frequency of this piece of nature. When I was in Spain, it helped me to release a lot of slave coding, a lot of victim mentality when it came to money and suffering, and judging other people for not using money wisely. At the end of the day, it was coming down to me not having space and not feeling safe to receive money, right? With ease. So you can choose this crystal or any other stone crystal. Find your own if you are somewhere in a beautiful nature, and learn from it. Ask for it to teach you. Another stone that I want to show you is something that I picked up in the water in Koh Phangan island in Thailand, on Zen Beach. There's literally a beach that is called Zen Beach. And I guess that this is some sort of quartz. It's like a quartz island. You go, there's everywhere like small, like these types of beautiful crystal / rock. They hold a lot of beautiful information. So while I was in Koh Phangan, and I will tune in into this beautiful white rose reddish stones, I feel so much pleasure, joy, this like frequency of innocent love, unconditional love, of joy. It's like that frequency was very uplifting. Like when I came to Koh Phangan, first 2 weeks, I felt very grounded. Of course, there's certain things that are present on the island, but also, that's what the frequency of the island attracted. So this is the stone that you also can receive, observe, and absorb. Beautiful, beautiful energy of this crystal that nature designed perfectly. And with that being said, we are almost at 1 hour. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I know it's been long, but that's what felt desires to come through. Please let me know how you enjoyed this format of this video, how you're feeling, what comes through. Are there any desires from your side for me to create or to speak more about in terms of topics, do more energetical transmissions and so on. I do invite you to check out the shadow work course that I shared with you. There's also, I am in the process of creating free community and hosting free monthly alignment calls for the leaders, creators of the new paradigm. So I'll leave the wait list down below. Right now it's on the wait list, but maybe you're watching in the future. So there will be free monthly alignment calls where you can come in, share what you're going through, and recalibrate and align with your soul, your emotions, heart, mind, and physical actions to move forward onto your goals, visions, and desires. So there's that. I'm also available for the not free, one-on-one sessions, either to support you with your 5D business and marketing strategies if you are working on a business, or with the inner alchemy and inner alignment. So that's a lot of the skills and tools and wisdom that I bring in one session. Maybe we're going to do energetical neo-shamanic surgery, light linkage activation, some other clearings, shadow work, just mentorship. So you'll find all the links down below. And I'm sending you all of my love, unconditional love, reminding you, tuning in, recalibrating, attuning yourself to the frequencies and the codes of higher living that you are designed to not just receive, but to also be and embody and share and anchor on this earth plane. Sending all of my love, my loves. Speak to you soon in my next video. Bye!